Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Hello everyone. I'm Wasim Anwar from Lahore, Pakistan. We are yet again back with an exciting and informative series of interviews with one of the most dynamic lady in on passive. You all must have seen her on webinars and events. A lady who possesses ample knowledge and carry a vision of bringing a change in the lives of people. She is from USA. We are lucky enough to get her learning and experiences. She is none other than Mrs. Verona Willis-Brown. Ma'am, how are you? I cordially welcome you are here.
Namaste, my brother Wasim. It's so good to be. I am doing great. It is so wonderful to be here.
So thank you very much. And we say Assalamu alaikum. In Namaste in India side. So Assalamu alaikum my side. So thank you very much. Thanks you visit my Zoom first time, and on my request you gave me your precious time. Let's start the session. My first question normally is same. Tell me about your country. Are you originally from USA or from another country? So mostly guests we invite and like Charles Osung from Cameroon, but currently living in USA, and Comfort from Cameroon living in UK, and Michael William from Jamaica, West Indies, but currently living in Canada. So are you from originally from USA?
No, actually, I am not originally from USA. I am from the beautiful island of Jamaica, where the sun shines. So the background matches my matches the sun. So I'm from Jamaica.
So you're from Michael William place.
Michael Williams country, yes.
Yes. Great, ma'am. So, ma'am, tell me about your country little bit. We want to know about
a little bit about my country. I like to talk, when I talk about my country, I like to talk about my family as well. See, Jamaica is stand for those people, the sunshine. And as you can see, I'm representing the sunshine. I like to represent the sunshine, and everywhere I go, your background matches the sunshine. Jamaica is known for everything. Jamaica is known for record breaking. Jamaicans are known for resilience. Jamaicans are known for people who are go-getters. Jamaica are known for people with high potential. And I myself stand as a Jamaican that says, I am a go-getter. I came from a family where we are go-getters. And let me tell you a little bit about my little Jamaican family.
Yes.
I came from a family where we were farmers.
Oh.
I came from the farming background.
Good.
I came from a community where my family was known as the poorest of the community and the adjacent ones. However, we did not use that to define us. My father was very, very high-minded. He knew how to put God first. My mother was just the same. So we stood in our place as high-minded people where we go for whatever we need, whatever we want to work towards. So we always have the zeal to work towards whatever our goal is. My parents didn't get much of education, so education is very, very dear to me, very, very, very close to my heart, because my parents said, we didn't get it, but I want to make sure that our children got it. So they put us forward. So we all about education in Jamaica. Jamaica is about education. We want to educate the children as well as everyone. And we have a very high zeal for education. So yeah, just that a little bit about my little background in Jamaica.
Great, ma'am. Tell me about your family. You told you have a value of family, but not everyone think about this. That's great. So we want to know about your family, ma'am.
Yes, my family, like I mentioned, my family were farmers. I came from the farmers background.
Okay.
I came from a very huge family. I'm all the way on the bottom of the list. So I came from a very huge family. So I knew what it is to depend on my parents as well as my siblings.
Okay.
We work hard. We work hard. We put on every effort to stay together. We're all about togetherness. We're all about loving each other. We're all about celebrating each other. And I learned something early or late in life, must say. Because we were known as the poorest family in the entire community, I learned to find what to define kindness in my poorness. See, when you're poor, we let it be our mindset and we wallow in poor. But I learned how to be kind being poor. I remember as a little girl, as my mother would prepare breakfast, she would prepare for a lot of children, a lot. And while she would prepare for a lot of children, I remember I would take a little bit of my breakfast and tuck it in my pocket or tuck it in my school bag. And then I would just run off to school and I would share it with the children in my class. I would share that breakfast with someone who didn't have. I would share it so much that my class became the sharing class because everyone started to see what was happening from my little gesture of shared my breakfast. And as we continue to share, another student catch on and they start bringing a little bit of their breakfast and we start sharing. So I learned to define kindness very early. I learned how to exercise kindness very, very early. See, my mother never made it past the 4th grade in school. She only had a 4th grade education, but she was very wise. She knew how to take care of her family. She knew how to love us. And sometimes I think she defined love with the way she fed us with food. She was a cook. She was a seamstress. She was a community lady. She was a community mother. Her heart was for the community. She would take in other children in her home in as much as she had her own children. Let me just say, it was a family of 12. My mother had 12 children to raise, yet her heart got expanded to take in other children in the community. So she was loving. She had a place for the children who suffered. And my dad, he was a strong man. He worked hard, but he only had a 6th grade education. 6th grade. So if you look at a 6th grader right now, a child that's in the 6th grade, they're still a baby. But he was pulled out of 6th grade by his father to work on the land to be a farmer. That did not deter him. As he grew up into a young man and became a husband and father, he knew he was not going to pull his children away from school to be on the land. But he was going to pour into his children to let them know education is the key. And my father once told me, once you have education, no one can take it away from you. Proper education is where you will go further in life, as well as respect. And the more education you get, that don't really define you. It's the respect that you have. So we learn to have respect for the elders, the community, as well as ourselves. We stand as a family to know what respect is. We define respect as a family. So anywhere we turn, we exercise the same thing.
Wow, wow, wonderful, wonderful, ma'am. Excellent. Happy to know about your family. You have a good heart, you have good thinking. Ma'am, would you like to introduce yourself? Where have you been working throughout these years? What is your expertise? Or you are housewife?
Well, let me introduce myself. I like to introduce myself a little bit to say I'm an inspirational speaker, I'm a blogger, a mother, youth mentor, podcaster, show host, 2-time published author. But I really don't use all of that to define me. Those are only accomplishments I accomplished throughout the years. But what others don't know about me is that I was a struggling single mom. I was that mom who knew what it is to have my child on my hip to do everything that I need to do. I was that mother who sat in my parents' house to raise my daughter. I was that mother who had to sit in shame of my parents, knowing that I had my child out of wedlock. I was that daughter who said, I am going to do the best that I can as a daughter to hold up the name of my family. I was that mother who said, I am going to eat from my daughter's plate to know that she will not die being hungry. I was that mother who said, listen, every day going to be a better day. I was that mother that looked at my daughter every day and lay my hand over her and said, things are going to get better. I was that one who looked at my father in that shame and stay within myself. I am going to make something of myself. I will not be that daughter that live in shame because I disappointed you. I disappointed the family of having a child, but I will not walk in shame. So I knew I was going to make a difference somewhere, somehow. So all those titles that I listed, I created those titles. I went after those titles and I accomplished all those things on broken faith. Faith is the substance of the things that you cannot see. But I had a belief system. I believe God. My parents were very spiritual. We grew up spiritual. I believe God. And I knew somewhere it was not time for me to live in shame. So I knew somewhere that when I put my mind to something and my heart aligned to my heart and my mind hold a conversation, I will not live in shame. So I never let shame define me. I never let society define me. I never let the shame and guilt of my parents, mostly my father, define me. I am who I am. And I am Verona Willis-Brown, the one that sits in front of you to say, I am stronger than every situation that presents itself to me. I am more powerful than every circumstances that try to define me. I am greater because greater is in me. When I speak, I don't speak because I got up to speak as this. I speak because I rose up out of my circumstances to define my greatest version of myself. When I show up knowing that I am great, that I can define my moment based on how my mental energy is. When I rise up and look at all those things that I have accomplished, I know that I can accomplish more. I've worked a long time in the field of medical. I've worked for one of the most prestigious places here in the US. Just because I will not name the facility, but I work for one of the most prestigious facility here. And I work with the same ethic as respectful and in the same basis as togetherness, as a team player, to hold the same respect for myself as well as everyone that's around me. Because the same way you do one thing, you will apply the same concept to everything. I knew what love is. I know what perseverance is. I know what resilience is. I know what to be broken is, but I know what it is to grow. And that's what I do. That is how I live myself. Every single day is to grow a little bit more than yesterday.